Hi everyone, I hope you are going well in your retreat. This is your first check-in point, and while you have just spent the first part of your retreat reconnecting with your body in movement and in slowing down your movement and to become more tuned to your own body. For this second segment of your retreat, we are going to turn our attention to less tangible aspects. So that might be your thought or your emotions. Just as we became an observer of our own movements and our own physical actions, you might want to now start to turn into the same observer when it comes to your thoughts. And you may already have done that because, all of this happens in parallel. To start to really tune into, the deeper you go with it, and in the beginning it may just seem like emotions that come up, right? It might be a wave of sadness. And when you stay with that sadness, you actually come to understand what motivates the sadness, what is underneath the sadness, what is the story of the sadness. Perhaps you are then taken to memories of childhood, and you may start to realize a pattern where you respond to certain situations in a similar way to that in your memory. Or you might suddenly have a realization of a deep sense of what you might have missed out on as a child that is creating this sadness that you feel now. And remembering that the sadness is not coming up because necessarily that you are sad right now in this moment. It's simply emotion that hasn't been released from your body, and it just keeps tapping you on the shoulder to say, look at me, look at me. So this is your invitation, and this is where you have created that time to actually dive into the true message that is behind the emotion. So this is where you might want to get your journal out. If you have another avenue of expression, you might want to turn to that. And allow yourself that space to explore whatever it is that comes up towards fullness. So you might notice your mind jump in and say, well, don't be sad, you've got so much to be grateful for. And yes, that is true, but that's not where we're going with this right now. We want to look at the sadness. We want to actually embrace the sadness of it as if it's our own inner child looking to you as their parent, looking for comfort. And many reasons, or the most common reason why we have these emotions hanging around is because we never did make that time. Or, as a child, we didn't have the cognitive function to know what to do with it as well. So you may feel nothing at all, and then that might frustrate you, and that might be what you need to look at. Or you might not feel anything at all and you doubt whether you're doing it right, and that is potentially your doorway in. So just observe, just stay the observer and notice what comes up remembering that whatever comes up is part of your retreat. That's part of the narrative of what today is about for you. So don't be afraid to dive in, and you are safe and held, and enjoy this second phase. And if the way you have set up your retreat, I might see you again at the live meditation. Otherwise, there will be a recording of it, which I will send afterwards so that you can listen to that as your next check-in point.